Three reasons why children skip meals included the family may not have resources to provide 3 square meals a day, a hectic family lifestyle causing missed meals due to lack of time, and teens deliberately skipping meals in a misguided attempt to lose weight. When you skip meals, you'll be hungrier and likely to overeat. Children struggling with obesity and weight problems frequently come from homes where one or both parents are struggling with significant weight problems. Less educated obese women had the most difficulty identifying their children as being overweight and were less aware of health risks associated with excess weight. Kids who sit down with their family tend to have a normal weight. Parents can provide structure for the meal and meals tend to be well balanced, and parents can also set limits around food, says Andrea Bazzano. Families develop patterns together, including eating patterns.
Come on down, guys. So, y'all eat all you want because y'all can get some exercise at the water park.
Exercise?
Yeah. I'm
Park?
going to work off these pancakes while I'm walking in the water park. Today, we're going to the water park to have fun and get exercise at the same time.
I might try a ride, but as long as the water will go past my stomach line.
Where does your stomach line stop? Damn.
Wow, this is nice.
It is.
I like it. Okay, now that's how funnel cake is supposed to look. You want? Look at the powdered sugar. Ready?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's good.
It's all over you.
Mm-mm-mm.
Come on. Let's
Is
walk.
it good for real?
It is. It's really
Try a
good.
little
Try it.
teeny
That is not teeny weeny.
Whoa, no, be careful. Good grief. That is a lot.
My childhood, I was allowed to eat whatever I wanted. I was less than 2 eating fried chicken. I didn't even have teeth then.
Food is kind of my drug. Even when I was a kid, you know, like if you're crying, maybe your parents will give you ice cream or something sweet that they thought it would make me happy.
Thank you.
Maybe it did make me happy at that moment, but it's just a cycle. It's a vicious cycle.
That one looks good.
Obesity begins in infancy, where food is used to reduce stress, which ultimately becomes a learned coping behavior used in childhood. How the family copes with the emotional realities and possible attendant psychological disorders of an obese child can alter how family functions. Latino families do not view being overweight as a negative body characteristic. Shopping where unhealthy foods were plentiful is seen as an obligation, and gratifying children with food is a characteristic of responsible fatherhood and parenting. We're in an in the car and sit behind the desk society, and parent-child daily life doesn't involve a lot of physical activity.
Programs for obesity in the family, Let's Move Foundation and the Fit Kid Foundation.
It's easy to say we need to eat healthy and exercise more. It's just as easy to say we'll start tomorrow. But our kids are running out of time. They're the first generation that might not live as long as their parents because of the health risks associated with being overweight. What can we do to help? Be the example they need. Make healthy choices and help them do the same. Let's move to raise a healthier generation of kids.
Let's Move is a comprehensive initiative launched by the First Lady dedicated to solving the problem of obesity within a generation, so that children born today will grow up healthier and able to pursue their dreams. At the launch of the initiative, President Barack Obama signed a presidential mandate creating the first ever task force on childhood obesity to conduct a review of every single programs and policies relating to child nutrition and physical activity, development a national action plan to maximize federal resources and set concrete benchmarks towards the First Lady's national goal. The task force recommendations focus on the 5 pillars of First Lady's Let's Move initiative: creating a healthy start for children, empowering parents and caregivers, providing healthy food in schools, improving access to healthy, affordable foods, and increasing physical activity. Everyone has a role to play in reducing childhood obesity, including parents and caregivers, elected officials from all levels of government, schools, healthcare professions, faith-based and community-based organizations, and private sector companies. Your involvement is key to ensuring a healthy future for our children.
At any given moment in the United States, you can turn on the TV to watch an athletic event. Professional athletes are regularly seen in print ads, heard on the radio, and watched on TV promoting something. It seems our world is dominated by images of health, sports, and fitness. Yet, even with this prevalence, children today are facing an epidemic of obesity and physical inactivity that puts them at risk of being the first generation in U.S. history not expected to live as long as their parents. Today, more than 15% of the nation's children are overweight, and 1/3 of American children are either obese or at risk of becoming obese. How can we fight this? By getting children physically active at a young age. But opportunities to participate in organized sports and fitness programs are not evenly accessible to all children. While fewer than half of young people participate in organized sports outside of school, only 1/4 of low-income youth participate because they face unique circumstances that act as barriers to participation. The Fit Kids Foundation seeks to provide this opportunity for all children. By making fitness fun and accessible, we want to engage children in a way that has the potential to change the trajectory of their young lives.
The Fit Kids Foundation was formed January 2011 with the intention of providing a free after-school fitness program to children that have limited access to fitness opportunities due to cost constraints and program availability. Their mission is to promote a healthy, active lifestyle among children in underserved communities in the Bay Area by providing various opportunities to be involved in organized sports and fitness classes. They hope to inspire an early-level sports and physical activity that will serve as a foundation for a healthy lifestyle while helping to build positive relationships, self-confidence, and independence in their ability to deal with adversity.
In 2009, a study of the prevalence of obesity among African Americans, Caucasians, Hispanics, and Asians was conducted. The results show 38% of African Americans were obese, 32% of Hispanics were obese, 26% of Caucasians were obese, and 9% of Asians were obese. African Americans tend to have diets of poor quality due to less consumption of fruits, vegetables, mild and whole grain products. The African American diet tends to be high in fats and sugar and low in fiber. Examples are fried chicken and other fried foods, fast foods, soda, and baked goods such as cakes and cookies. Hispanics tend to consume more fruits and vegetables and have diets high in potassium and phosphorus. Some of these foods include beans, squash, bananas, oranges, plantains, nuts and seeds, rice pudding, coffee with milk, cheeses, and yogurt. Hispanic traditional dishes include burritos, enchiladas, guacamole, and quesadillas. The Asian diet is one of the healthiest and includes grains such as rice and noodles and soy foods like tofu and tempeh. This diet also includes daily doses of fresh vegetables such as turnips, mustard greens, bean sprouts, bamboo shoots, bok choy, ginger root, and sea vegetables. Green and black tea are healthy plant-based drinks. Dairy foods and sweets are eaten occasionally or in small quantities.
All the time. And now we talk about obesity almost in the way that we used to talk about overweight. It's gotten that much worse over the past several years for sure. But there are some concerning numbers specifically about African Americans and the rates of obesity. What they really try to do is break down obesity rates by race and also by state. And you can take a look at the numbers there. I mean, it's pretty staggering. 36% of blacks, more than 1 in 3, are obese.
Wow.
29% of Hispanics, 24% of whites, 40% of black women overall, Carol, as well. This is what has gained a lot of attention when we talk about health care as well, because obesity is related to just about every chronic disease you can imagine, heart disease, stroke, many types of cancers as well. Uniformly across the country, the rates have been going up, but there are a couple of areas that are particularly hard hit. The South and the Midwest, you can take a look at the numbers overall. Certain states, more so Mississippi, Alabama, Maine, Ohio, and Oregon, 40% or more of the people there in those states are obese. And again, with it more diabetes cases, more heart disease cases. This is part of the problem with fixing healthcare, is that you have so many preventable diseases occurring that you have to target those when you're trying to lower costs.
Well, let's talk about 40% of African American women being obese. I mean, is it a cultural issue? Because you know, African American women are more accepting of their body types.
That's right.
They're not as overly concerned perhaps as other cultural groups.
That's a very good point. You know, it was interesting as we did some interviews on this yesterday. That was something that emerged a few times, which surprised me a little bit about how we sort of view body type as a whole, and whether or not the sort of way that we measure obesity is even accurate. We use body mass index, and a lot of people take issue with that. But there are other things as well. There are socioeconomic concerns, access overall to simply good foods.
Obesity is a growing problem, but it can be fixed, starting with our families.